Warning, heavy spoilers for Solo Leveling Season 2 Episode 13. Oh my gosh, that episode is still on my mind. Sung Jin Woo vs the Ant King was an absolute visual treat. If they ever do a compilation movie of Season 2, I would love to see this fight in the cinemas. Go check out my full review for that episode. But while we wait for tomorrow's final episode, we have what appears to be a final episode preview of Season 2. The first scene, we have a shot of a crowd raising their fists into the sky, and the trailer immediately starts off with this beautiful melody. My gosh, it is so soothing, relaxing, and very hopeful indeed. We then cut to Lee Jo-hee and Song Chi-yu. It is nice to see these two characters smile. I do love the art in this scene, and I love the little raindrops over the characters. Something about the art and the colors just visually pop, in my opinion. Absolutely fantastic. The next scene, we have Captain Ki-hon, without a doubt my favorite team in all of Solo Leveling, next to Team Yeonwoo, which consisted of Chae Hae-in the dancer, Guildmaster Choi, My Don-wook, Cowboy Hawkeye, also known as Lee Tae-gyu, the leader of the Reaper Guild, and we cannot forget the MVP, the goated man, the Chad himself, S-class ranker healer Min Byung-gu. Without that goated Chad man, I do not believe that Guildmaster Choi, Yeonwoo, Lim Tae-gyu, or My Don-wook would have made it out alive, as we see this shot of them walking out of a chopper. I apologize, Arnie, for that terrible impersonation. We also have what appears to be Hee Jin Park, the one girl who was with that scummy Captain Kim, who ended up being the goated Iron. I do like Iron more than Kim. This is a man of action instead of a man who likes to yap. Captain Kim, what a 1 out of 10 character you were, not in terms of writing. It indeed was in fact very entertaining to have an antagonist on the same team as Jinwoo, allowing that really intense dynamic between the two of them and the entire team. But let's be honest, does anybody miss Captain Kim? I think he's better off as Iron now. We then have Chairman Go and the Hunter Surveillance team member, Woo Jin-choo. Come on Jin-choo, at least smile. The shot of Hunter Chairman Go gripping his fist, looking quite confident after clutching his poor little heart in the previous episode. You would think that now that Sung Jin-woo has defeated the big boss, that you would smile, but maybe the surveillance team member knows a bit more than he is letting on. We then cut to a lot of fallen red ants in the sea, with the island absolutely illuminated by the rays of sunshine. This scene has so much meaning. Ants in the foreground, they are all covered in shadow, showing us the deadly threats that these guys were, but now they are on the bottom. You have the island that was once the threat to all of humanity, now becoming a potential new place that people can now call home. And the ray of light shining down, we did see Sung Jin-woo looking up at the sky, and it does appear that this is the same sky and the same day. So Sung Jin-woo has become that ray of hope for all of humanity, particularly Korea. But even though Sung Jin-woo is that ray of hope, there is a dark cloud over the ray of hope, and we immediately cut to this incredibly buff Chad man with a long ponytail, and a bunch of red ants are swarming him. Who are you? What are you doing here? The next scene, we have what appears to be Sung Jin-woo holding a flower, walking towards this memorial area. I do believe the white flowers symbolize all of the fallen comrades who were sadly taken out by the red ants. Why is Sung Jin-woo in particular walking with one white flower? What does this mean? Who did he lose that was close to him? Both Sung Jin-woo and Yeonwoo both indeed look quite glum, and they're having a conversation, but because the music is playing in the background, we cannot actually hear what they are saying. But the final scene, we have a beautiful sunset, and Sung Jin-woo seems to be standing in an area filled with smoke and flames. This man seems to be aura farming once again, and the final image is what appears to be a woman standing outside looking at that sunset. And that's all the scenes in the trailer. Now it's time for my theories. Going back to Woo Jin-choo, the leader of the surveillance team, he did look quite glum. the only character who didn't seem to be cheering before the memorial scenes. I do believe that even though Sung Jin-woo has won, they lost so many civilians and fellow hunters to call this a victory. It is indeed a very bittersweet ending to this Jeju Island arc, but maybe he is also quite wary of the next incoming doom. I just had this feeling that this man with the long ponytail might be the key to the next threat. He doesn't seem to be attacking the red ants, he just seems to be standing in front of them. I can only assume that maybe he somewhat agrees with what the red ants are doing and wants humanity to be wiped out. Again, this is just a theory of mine. I am in fact an anime only, so don't spoil the manhwa for me. But either Ponytail Man is in fact going to be a new character, maybe the 12th S ranker, or maybe he is a villain that Sung Jin-woo and the gang have to face, and maybe season 3 would be Sung Jin-woo and the gang learning how to take down humans who are in favor of exterminating humanity, like the Ant King, like all the demons in the dungeons. The fact that Sung Jin-woo had a flower and was somewhat looking glum throughout this scene. Even Yeonwoo looked quite sad, which makes sense as class ranker healer Min Byung-gu is no longer a part of this world, but maybe they are both mourning the late, lovely, elegant, sophisticated Chae Hae-in the dancer. She looked incredibly battered and bruised, and the elixir of life was not working on this gal. What if she did not make it out? I think it's quite obvious, because who would Sung Jin-woo pay respect to? He doesn't care about Yeonwoo's body, and Goto, he barely knew him, but this man had 100% full respect for Chae Hae-in the dancer. So I can only assume that this gal is no longer a part of this world, which is incredibly sad and disappointing, as I would have loved to have seen more scenes with this gal. Or maybe this is nothing more than misleading scenes. Maybe Sung Jin-woo is in fact paying his respect to Min Byung-gu, Goto, and the other fallen comrades, and maybe Chae Hae-in the dancer is in fact alive. As the final scene, we have a beautiful sunset lighting this ocean, and a woman is looking at that sunset in what appears to be a similar black suit to Sung Jin-woo and Yeonwoo Baek. Is my goated gal Chae Hae-in the dancer actually alive? And well, that would be fantastic. And is this final image of her? Ooh, I can only hope and assume. And this shot of Sung Jin-woo aura farming in front of a fire, I do believe he is in fact on a new mission in a new dungeon, battling a new boss. Maybe the final 10 minutes we will see that fight, or maybe for whatever reason Sung Jin-woo is about to fight this unknown ponytail man. Whatever the case is, Sung Jin-woo does not aura farm for the sake of aura farming, unless it comes to fighting a big foe. Whatever the case is, I am still really hyped up for the final episode, as this trailer was incredibly emotional and moving. If the second to last episode can get over 500,000 likes, over 500,000 likes on Crunchyroll, which is insane, what will the final episode do in numbers? I cannot wait. But tell me in the comments down below, what did you guys think of all this? Did you like the trailer or not? Tell me. Like this video, subscribe for more Solo Leveling videos, as well as other anime news updates, reviews, comparisons, breakdowns, rankings, and more. But thank you for watching, and as always, a boy do the view signing out.